Well, hello everybody, Jason up, New Year's Revolution car on the way to Goodwill. It is 6 p.m. My children are at the skate park, and I am going to run to Goodwill to, I don't want to say finalize, but add some more finishing touches to the kitchen backdrop in the garage. I'm looking for a very 80s print that some people might have in their kitchens. I have in my mind something that I want. It's kind of like half print, half mirror that people would put above their kitchen sinks. Anyway, my grandparents did. They had two of them. They were like sunsets and sunrises, but they were painted on a mirror, so it was weird. It was like half picture, half mirror. That'd be a gold mine if I could find those. I doubt it, but something like that, like a mirror photo, a mirror painting. And I'm gonna look at coffee mugs, and I truly am hoping that these coffee mugs are like 99 cents. I mean, coffee mugs are the most generic, pointless, cheap things that you could possibly create. So hopefully they're like 99 cents or $1.99 at Goodwill, and not like $4.99 or something. That would be stupid. But we're looking for 2 coffee mugs. I don't want to put up 4 because I did not put the mug holder up with studs or with anchors, so I don't want to weigh it down. But so we're looking for 2 coffee mugs, some kind of weird art thing for the wall. I want to maybe put up some soda cans, like my man the cassette phase, but I would need the right holder for that. I don't know. We'll see. And then this particular Goodwill has a ton of media, so we'll look at the DVDs and the whatnots. But yeah, we're gonna look through like the home goods section at Goodwill and see what we can see. I also got an eBay package in the mail today that is another finishing touch on the kitchen, which cost me $4 plus shipping. But the shipping was 3 times the amount of the item. So, okay. But yeah, so we're almost done. We're almost done in the garage, and then we're moving down to the cave. Like I said, I want to get down there. So let's go to Goodwill on this beautiful Monday. Let us go into the Goodwill. All right, so much music in here. So much music. All right, so they definitely have a lot of old lady pictures in here, but nothing's standing out. And hopefully I'm not getting copyrighted with all the music, but nothing's really jumping out at me. And I want it to be perfect, so we're probably not going to get a picture, but we got mugs to look at. All right, so this kind of jumped out. This might be coming home with me. And I can hang it on the wall too, kind of. That's kind of interesting. Not sure. We'll look in this wood section because there's always something. This is definitely a throwback item. $5, but that's cool. The mail slot holder, or the mail holder. Yeah, the wood section, there's always gems. 80s gems. If I could find those wooden spoons, wooden spoon, wooden fork, wooden knife, that'd be crazy. But I'm gonna think on a few of these items. All right, there's actually less coffee mugs than I thought. I hope you can hear me. Less coffee mugs than I thought. For sure. I know the look that I'm looking for with coffee mugs. I don't know, let's go over here. Holy hell, this place is insane. I'm sorry about the lack of footage. There's people everywhere. The music is ridiculously loud. And for some reason, there's a child that won't stop screaming. And I kind of want to kick him across the room. But we're going to look through this media real quick. I got stuff to show you when we get back to the car. And I'm going to go through this real quick. And then we're going to show you what I got. Well, this is morphed into an impromptu episode of That's Enough. I've had enough. Let me tell you something, folks. I don't like to leave the house. I do not like to leave the house. Know why? Because I hate people. I love working with people in my career. I love helping people. But those who I'm not helping, I don't like. I don't like people. I don't like places. I don't like things. Folks, I was in line. First of all, I couldn't record much in there because the music is blasting, which does not make for a more appealing shopping experience. It makes for a more annoying shopping experience when the music is that loud in your stupid little thrift store. There was a family of 8 hogging up the whole electronics section with their child screaming and screaming and screaming. I don't think he was screaming angrily. I think he was just screaming because that's just how he communicates. And they were just loading up their cart with stuff to probably sell in their shop, their flea market booth, I don't know. But you couldn't record there, you couldn't even look at anything. So I made it over to the movies, found one movie I'll show you later, $1.99, whatever. But then comes the nightmare. And then comes the part that I've just had enough of. I've just had enough. Folks, I was in line, I kid you not, for 17 minutes. Well, that must have been a big line. Nope, it wasn't. It was a line of 3 people. It turned into a line of like 11 people. But it turned into a line of 3 people, or it was a line of 3 people initially. Me, a woman in front of me, and a woman behind me. And we waited as 3 people brought a massive cart full of crap up to the register and proceeded to have what I counted 6 separate transactions. 6 separate transactions. 3 people, 6 separate receipts came out of the register, which means they were picking and choosing who was going to pay for what and on what payment device, cash, card, whatever. Then a man pushing a walker that had like a base, like a platform on it. So he's pushing the walker. It's got a platform on it. And on that platform, there looks to be an air compressor that looks to weigh about 75 pounds. He's a feeble old man that then asks the lady in front of me, can I cut in line? I have to catch the bus and I only have one item. She says, okay. I almost lose my bowels. We still don't make any progress. One cashier, by the way, which is a wonderfully growing trend on our planet, that we only hire one cashier. There's 4, 5, 6 registers, but we're only hiring one cashier. We're only going to put one cashier out. Now, eventually they brought 2 more cashiers out, I think even 3, which tells me that there were 3 people that could have been on the register, but they probably had a slow time, and then the manager, the all-important manager, came out and said, I'm going to put you on clothing. You, I want in the back sweeping up. You, I want you to work stock. Get those electronics out. Yeah, you're going to go do something. Then she has to call them all back. Now, the man who's got the air compressor is commenting out loud every single time the party of three has yet another transaction, and I'm just waiting for them to assault him. That didn't happen. Finally, I got to the cashier, and she said, "How are you?" And I said, "I've been in line for 15 minutes. I want to blow my brains out." And because these cashiers are so disconnected from reality and life, and they're probably going to have an interview at another place next week, and they're probably going to have a job after that at a different place because they didn't get the job from the interview that they had last week, she just looked at me and went, "Okay." I've had enough, folks. Enough. Enough is enough. That's enough. I've had enough. But I got some stuff. I paid $15 for a few items that I think will wrap up the kitchen counter, with the exception of a vintage Mr. Coffee. I'm still on the lookout for a vintage coffee machine. Here's the best part. Back in the old days of the cave, I had a vintage coffee machine in the box. And it would just sit on the floor, and it was taking up space, and I threw it out a year ago. I just tossed it out. See, that's my stuff making noise in the car here. It wasn't a Mr. Coffee. It was like a no-name brand. But it was a vintage 80s, maybe even 70s coffee maker. And I just tossed it out. Now I'd like it back. I'll find it. I'm not worried. I'll find it. But I think we have enough to decorate the counter. I did not find something for the wall. I did not find a print. I will find that also. I did not find it. There, I didn't find it, but I will find it. I will find something. So with the exception of the wall, I think we're good. I think we're good with the countertop. I would like a little bit of a... Stop it with the bouncing. Good God, man. Just stop. I've had enough. I would like to find some kind of shelving unit thingy to put some soda cans on. I've got a tab one. I've got a... What do I have? An RC Cola. I'd like a couple more, one or two more, and then just put them up on a little shelf on the kitchen wall. But I for now, I'm good. I'm good. That was a bad experience. Maybe it was because I was trying to film. I don't know. But I got there at 20 after 6. It is 7:01. I didn't shop that long. It frustrates me. We'll see in a bit. All right, people, we're back home. And we got the eBay item and we got the Goodwill items. And I need a tripod for the garage. I really do. I have no... Let's see. Where can we do this? Let's do it over here. Let's do it right here. Will that work? I don't like that. Then you can see. All right, we're going to do it right here first. First up, I got some kitchen stuff. You saw this in the video, and I don't think my grandmother had this particular item, but she did have this design. So they made this design, just like they made the mushrooms, they made this design in a lot of different things. sugar bowls and salt and pepper shakers. And apparently this is like a cheese and cracker board, I would assume. I refuse to call it a charcuterie board. This is what you put cheese and crackers on. So I love it. I don't know if I'm gonna hang it or if I'm gonna just set it down on the counter, but $3. And I think this is good. So I got it for this. This is very my 80s kitchen when I was a kid. This I picked up, and I think it was kind of an impulse, but I'm fine with it. Also $3. I gotta get the, hang on a second, this is like tough stuff. All right. This saran wrap is not cooperating. But for some reason, in the 80s, we all had fruit baskets in our kitchens. And this is no exception. We've got a fruit basket with banana, banana, orange, apple, grapes in the wicker basket. Now, sometimes we had one that hung, and I would always be looking for that. It was like a 3-tier basket with chain. So it was like small basket, medium basket, large basket, all hung together with chain. And then that would just hang from like a plant holder on the ceiling. And we had that. I don't think I'll ever find that. I'm sure I could look it up on eBay, but I don't know. For $3, I got a bowl of fruit to put on the 80s counter. We need a clock. Every kitchen had a clock, and that is going to hang right about here. So I got this clock. This is about as 80s as you can get. I don't know if it's necessarily a perfect fit for a kitchen, but I want to move on here, and if I find one better, I'll replace it. But again, $3. All the housewares were $3.31. So far we've only spent $10. And I got this quartz, very 80s clock, but I tend to see this as like a clock that was in like a bedroom or above a fireplace or something. But I'm gonna hang it. I'm gonna hang it in the kitchen, and it's gonna be the kitchen clock. That's it for the Goodwill. Hold tight. I did get a movie from Goodwill. Have not seen this since I originally saw it in, I don't know, 1988. And I remember this was probably a blockbuster night, spend the night over at my dad's house. This was probably one of those nights. This was probably a movie that we rented from Blockbuster. I remember liking it as a kid. I've seen it once. Sharon Stone in her prime is in this movie. Action Jackson with Carl Weathers on DVD. Very much looking forward to watching this one. Disc is in there. Beat all the heck. Oh my goodness. Well, you can't tell. Hopefully it works. We'll see. Whatever. Scratched all to be damned. Wow. Should probably check that when I'm there. But yeah, that's going to be rough. Nothing too deep. We'll see if it works. Whatever. It was $1. But now I really want to watch the movie, so I'm going to add it to the must-watch pile. All right. eBay item came. Let's see what we got. We're going to end up putting a tripod right here, so we'll have a full-on view. I don't like this view at all. It doesn't make this look good. Let's see what we got from the eBay. They wrapped this up real nice because these are breakable. All right, when I saw this, I instantly remembered having it as a kid and needing it now for the kitchen. Good job with the wrapping, I appreciate it. This was from Avon. We absolutely had this. Wow, this brings back some memories. Cool. For whatever reason, mushrooms were a big thing in 80s kitchens, and this is a something, probably a spoon rest, or you hang it, and I'm gonna hang it. This mushroom, this is just all different kinds of mushrooms in the shape of a mushroom. But this was in my kitchen as a kid, not my grandmother's. This was actually my mother's. And it is gonna look so good up against the paneling. I love it. Now, here's the best part. People were selling those for 30 bucks, 20 bucks, whatever. But I got it for, I don't know, 16 or so. But mine came with the accompanying salt shakers. And yes, we had these too. And the best part of these is that these were on the back of our stove, where the stove comes up, the salt and pepper shaker. They didn't have salt and pepper in them. Don't get it confused. These were not our salt and pepper shakers that we would use. These were salt and pepper shakers for display. And that's exactly where they're gonna go here. We're gonna hang this somewhere. I wanna be able to, and these are gonna, yeah, they can't fall. Those are gonna sit right there. And that's gonna be with it. And that's fantastic. So there we have it. Those are the pickups for the day. And I'm excited. So the next view, I think when we film in the garage, is probably gonna be something like this. I'm gonna probably put the tripod here, or maybe off to the side. I don't know. Yeah, probably like this. I don't like this look, obviously. But I wasn't prepared. So when we do the kitchen stuff, we're gonna be like this. Or maybe I'll get some stools and I can sit here. And don't forget, we need a nice print here, and we need something here. This is where the spoon and fork are gonna go if I do get those. So yeah. All right, that's it. That's Monday. We'll see you all tomorrow. Good night now.